Hey, how's it going? My name's Matt Phonetic, so you just pronounce it like you see it. So yeah. Cool. My name is Osani. Whenever I go outside of the house, I like to talk, just as I do. I like to make small talk. And usually the conversations around things like weather, parking, the Jets for some reason, and usually it goes into more small talk, and I ask them, yo, so can I get my roti now? And then they say, how hot do you want it? I say extra hot. And then they say it'll take 10 to 15 minutes. So I sit down, they say you can wait in the waiting area, and I just wait there, and then they talk to me. They say, how's it going? What gets you up in the morning? What do you do? So I tell them, I'm a rapper. And they look at me in disbelief. They say, no, but what do you actually do? Are you a bag boy? Do you work at McDonald's? Are you going to school? Like, what do you actually do? And I said, well, no, I'm a rapper. And they don't believe me ever. However, when I talk to youth and when I talk to my friends, I say, I'm a rapper. And then they say, nah, there's no way that you're a rapper. Spit me some bars. Show me what you got. And then I rap my favorite verse. I rap the things that I like. And then they want to hear more. They want to know who my idols are. They want to know, how did I get into rap? They want to know about my beats. They want to know everything that inspires me and that drives me for my passion. They want to know, because youth know that passion is important. I think we all know that passion is really important. We may not know to what extent, but we know it's important. So I want to know what happens from youth to adulthood that changes that, because I've seen passion change people's lives and give people the drive to do what they need to do and change people's lives around them. It's also changed how we interact with the world around us. When I was younger, it was me and my mom and my father. We lived in Toronto. I barely remember it. Like, I remember like a smidge of it, but it didn't work out between my dad and my mom, and then it was just me and my mom. So obviously I was angry, but I remember one day someone told me, you can't wear your heart on your sleeve. I can't remember much of my childhood, I can't remember much of Toronto, but I remember those words. They always stick out to me. And one day I decided not to wear my heart on my sleeve. I just internalized that anger, because I was angry about not having a dad, not growing up with a dad. The definition of man was very blurry. I didn't know how that looks like. So I was angry, and we moved to Winnipeg. And then I went to a French school, and there wasn't a whole lot of other brown dudes or indigenous dudes, because I'm indigenous. And I thought that was whack. So I was mad angry about that. And me and my mom used to hang out, and we used to listen to things like Beatles, the Rolling Stones. We used to listen to rock music. I remember watching this movie called Across the Universe, and it was like Beatles, like sort of rip-off, or like, I don't know, it was people doing covers of the Beatles songs. So that's why I think it's a rip-off. Anyways, I listened to that and I liked what they're doing. I thought it was unique, it was creative, people expressing themselves. However, I couldn't relate to the message. There was never a brown dude in Rolling Stones, and there was never a brown dude in the Beatles. Fast forward around 4 years, I'm watching Goldmember. Austin Powers' Goldmember was my mom, and it gets to this one scene where Dr. Evil's escaping from prison, and then they start playing Hard Knock Life. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I was like, I know it's making fun of something. I know what this is like doing, but I can really relate pretty heavy to this. Like, I thought it was kind of cool, even though it was like a parody. So I looked up the original lyrics, and the first thing that came up was Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, dang. It was It was someone that was like me, that was a brown dude, that moved around different places, that grew up without a dad, and using all of that struggle to rise above it. I remember my mom shut it off instantly. She didn't want rap music in the house at that time. She likes it now, but at that time, didn't want it in the house. And I remember just like taking my mom's laptop, locking myself in the room, and looking up all the lyrics, listening to that song, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 times that day, and just bumping to it, wanting to know what everything meant. That's the only song I wanted to listen to. After that, music didn't feel like music anymore. Everything was like underneath rap. I just wanted to listen to Hard Knock Life, and I wanted to listen to Jay-Z's whole catalog and learn like how these people made the music they made. So I got into like all sorts of rap because it spoke to me. There's people talking about their experiences the way that I wanted to. So the next day I got a do-rag, even though I didn't have any waves or anything. I got big camouflage pants and I got a big sweater, and I rolled into school and I was like that. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And it made me feel confident in my own skin, taking all these things I was angry about and just using it to further myself. However, fast forward 4 years, and I'm still getting made fun of for being brown, and I'm still getting made fun of for not having a dad for some reason. And I start getting angry about that. I start getting angry that people are making fun of me, and I'm lashing out at people, and then people tell the cops, and then people believe that I'm a threat, people believe that I'm dangerous because I'm angry. Today, a new day. Yesterday, I saw my grandma in Edmonton. Today, a new day. Today, a new day. My aunt's boyfriend in the pen, and I don't like him. Today, a new day. Today, a new day. My Uncle Adam caught a case, and I liked him. Today, a new day. Today, a new day. My mama fell and hurt her leg at the Santa Claus parade. They asked if she okay or if she drank. And today, a new day. My possum got pulled over when the towers done fall, and I don't like that. No, I ain't quit yet. No, I ain't quit yet. Yeah. Over hills and the halls, I don't like the names you call me, cause I ain't a terrorist. I'm a resident since my family went to school. Mad at you were extra, I took the top for my classmates. The same homie that told me watch out for the name minorities. I don't like you. Pat me down from my classmates, cause I ain't like them. In fact, I inspired them. Only rocks in my socks are from the playground. In 9th grade I heard them say, stay down. I hate my day now cause they tryna crack down. And come to me, can't kick me up cause my thumb been here since day one. So you're on fuego. Today a new day and I can hear the chopper and my bike falling in a pothole and the 7-Eleven looking like a jackpot. If I intervene, will I die? Machete's gonna kill me. Cops just scare me. Everyone in trouble when the neighborhood is income, yo. Everyone in trouble when the neighborhood is income, yo. Check it out. Yeah. Probably cause it's a probable cause. Probably cause it's a probable. It's a probable. It's a probable. It's a probable cause. Yeah. We are falling. We are falling. We are falling. We got pot shots in the neighborhood. It's a probable cause. So, fast forward, and people think I'm a threat, and I start believing what everything around me is being told. And this is around the time I was 15, 16. I didn't like how it felt underneath everyone, and I believed it. You know, I was angry, but I was also upset in my core. I truly believed that I was less than everyone. I didn't want to rise above it no more. I just wanted to forget. I just wanted to escape. I just wanted to not think about it. I wanted everything to be all good. So that's when drugs and alcohol started coming into the picture. Before that, I just kind of smoked cigarettes here and there, but I started experimenting with illicit drugs, and I was messing up. I was forgetting about passion. I was forgetting about the relationships with the people around me. I was forgetting about the relationship with myself. I was ignoring it, and I was being impulsive and self-destructive for a lot of the time. I wasn't surrounding myself with rappers or with people that wanted to make it happen, make the dream happen. I was surrounding myself with people that just wanted to get messed up and wanted to, look for drugs every day, and not people that I really wanted to be friends with. Not people that really cared about my well-being, cared about what I did. Just cared about a few things: getting money, getting drugs, being someone that sold it. And obviously continuing with this for about 2-3 years. I was 17 after that, and it just got worse. Every weekend there was some sort of dramatic thing happening. Every weekend there's always something bad, worse story than the next. And then one weekend, after working at a couple jobs for a while, I just decided to clear out my bank account, take out all the money. I talked to the bank owners and put my limit up really high, and just took out everything, and decided that I was going to spend on alcohol. And I was going to invite over a few people to the house. So we started the day at around 2 p.m. And I think at around 3 I just blacked out. I couldn't remember anything. I just remember moments of someone beating me up, going to the 7-Eleven and yelling at the clerk, and very little flashes, and then I remember everyone sort of like screaming. And then I wake up, and I'm really sore. I have bruises all over, and someone tells me that someone was slamming my head against the floor, and my USBs are taken, my computer mouse is taken for some reason because it's wireless, and I feel like I have nothing. I remember that someone texted my boss and told them what had happened, and I went that morning and I talked to my boss, and I was able, he's more than a boss, he's also my friend too. I've known him for so long, and I got hired. And so that day I got registered for a treatment center, because I knew that this was something that I had to do for myself. I wanted to stop having these weekends like this. And so I went to a treatment center a couple days later, and I remember getting in there. I was really scared. I was really nervous about what was going to happen. They took away my phone, and then I just wore kind of the clothes that they gave me. I was getting 3 meals a day, which is pretty nice, but it was different. I just had time to think about my actions, think about my relationships, think about the people that I hurt, think about how I ended up here, think about what I've been doing with my life for the past couple years, think about how it all started. It was like a pause that I knew that I needed this pause, but I didn't really want to take it. So one of the hardest things I ever have to do is think about my actions and take responsibility. However, going into this program, I asked them if I could take this laptop in, and they said, "What's it for?" I said, "Well, I want to make beats." In my head, I was thinking, I'll just get through this, I'll make a bunch of beats, and it'll be that. It'll pass by quick. But they said, okay. They said, you just have to have a worker in there when you're making beats, and you can't use the Wi-Fi for obvious reasons. So I agreed, and one day when I was thinking, it was getting too much, I decided that I wanted to make a beat. So I went into the multi-purpose room of some sort, or the visiting room, and then a staff sat with me and watched me make a beat. Like I said, it was just something that I thought would be good to pass the time with. I didn't pay much attention to anything, or I didn't think it was going to be cathartic or nothing. But then the worker sat beside me, and he was really interested. He said, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "I'm just, putting down instruments, having ideas." And then he said, "Hey, have you heard of this dude?" And then he showed me a couple of raps on his phone, and I was like, "No." I was like, "That's pretty cool." And then he started getting involved. He started wanting to know about the mixing. He started wanting to know about the piano. He wanted to know how long I've been making beats and how long I've been writing for. He wanted to know what drives me. He wanted to know my passion. He wanted to know everything. And I didn't pay much attention to it. And then the youth from the center started coming in, and they thought that was cool. They also wanted to add things in. They asked me, "Could you ever record a violin?" I said, "Yeah, I could do that." And everyone was really surprised, and they were talking, and they were like freestyling on top of the beat that I just made. It wasn't the best beat, I can't remember where it is, but I remember there was a moment of, I don't know, I want to say harmony, just like a moment where people were able to express themselves, and people were able to talk to one another, and I forgot about the walls that were in there, forgot about what had landed me in there. I was just expressing it, and I was feeling everything. And right then and there, I knew that this is something special. Everyone in my life had told me that I had an opportunity to do something. They told me that, you can make this happen, and they gave me opportunities, and I never believed it. But in that moment, I did. I knew what I had to do. So that night, I went to bed. I didn't really go to bed. I went inside the room, and I just spent time thinking about how, yeah, I messed up, but I'm gonna get my commas up again. I'm gonna save up again and build the studio that I wanted to build. I'm gonna fix the relationship with myself. I'm gonna know when enough's enough. I'm gonna talk to my mom more. I'm gonna express my feelings. I'm not gonna hold that anger inside anymore. And I knew that I had this opportunity. I knew that I have almost a gift, and I was gonna take every chance that I could to make it happen and bring people along with me. I knew that I could make this work. So I was getting out of my bed, and I was doing what my Auntie Marlene calls, she calls it a wolf call. It's when you go like, woof, woof. I was so happy. I was just doing that all night, and then the nurses came in and they said, "Yo, are you okay? Like, what's happening in here?" I was like, I don't know how to explain. I was like, I don't know, I just feel excited. I'm excited for my life. I'm excited for what's gonna happen after this. And she said, "That's an epiphany." I was like, I don't know what that is, but I don't know if I'd say it like that, but I'm excited. And it all made sense for a second. Reminisce, long hot, roll up in the night, getting fun, I'm getting bored. I'm getting bored. Roll off in the night. Yeah, feeling like I'm done. Brought up a taste, got in the mist. Up with the soap, popping them up, get lost in the fist. Yeah, I know, got my soul, how I roll. I used to trip on that stuff. I used to wild with the fam in the fist. Yeah, wild with the fam on the late night. Used to talk about how we gonna get a game time. I'm trying to get one, trying to get run. On the late night, weekdays, every day. We gon' show them, they gon' see us. When we drop it, get it popping off the block. Yeah, reminisce, fly high, roll up in the night. Getting fine, I'm getting bored. I'm getting bored. Roll up in the night. Yeah, fly in the winter time. Dreams of a place so far. These are the better times. We in the ends with the tunes getting louder in the room. My homie Kenny, he told me we gon' make it through. That was just last year. I was the last one. Not this year. Running right past ya. No looking back. Boy, you the man. Got me so down. Run this town when I run this town. Yeah. I got my mind on my mom. Ain't no one holding me back. I'm trying to run it, just trying to get up on the map. Yeah. Reminisce, fly high, roll up in the night. Getting bored, I'm getting bored. Reminisce, fly high, roll up in the night. Getting bored, I'm getting bored. So, I got out and I flew high. I flew high as I could. I knew what I needed to do, and I started repairing the relationships with my mom and my family. Some relationships I couldn't repair. I just burned down bridges too much. But I started taking music seriously. I saved up, and I was able to create the home studio that I wanted to create. The thing about passion is, for some people, it can look really different. And I think you know this, but we don't know to what extent. And for me, that's how much passion helped me. If it weren't for passion, I'd still be doing the same thing that I was doing. And for some people, passion, Julia Child, for example, she quit her job at 45, left everything, and decided to chase her dream. Athletes, they get up at like 5 a.m. People uproot everything to do what they want to do, and it helps the people around us. Julia Child brought cooking to America at the age of 45. And that's what passion's done for me. So I find it I want to know, where does passion fit into we talk about mortgage, talk about school, we talk about status. Passion has to fit in that somehow. We have to be able to do what we love. Thank you.